G'day everyone, welcome along, welcome to Steel Horse Station. Hope it's a good week wherever you are in the world. It is 7:30, 29th of August here in Oz. So we are heading back or into the Oaks. I am just, well, I've got the regular AI worker on here for a moment. We'll leave him because the other tractors run out of fuel, and I'm thinking that's what he's done. Oh, he's almost out of fuel. So what we'll do is, no, let's not do that. Sold you up. Right. Let's head back and top up the tanks. John, how are you, sir? I managed the other day to make a bit of a mess here by, even though I thought I copied the course incorrectly, obviously I didn't. So I've got a bit of a patchwork quilt going on in a couple of spots, which I'm tidying up, but first order of business is to get some fuel in here. Hope your morning is off to a good start, John. Luckily, we're not working too far from our place, so that makes it easier. Our wheat's looking good. And Mark, good to see you, sir. Hope your week is also going well. Did your bank holiday earlier in the week see you ducking back over to France, or were you doing other things with the fam? What am I doing? I want fuel, and that's around the corner here. The harvester is sitting there in the middle of the proceedings in the way because I've got to keep forgetting that it requires some maintenance and we need to put it in the shop. Probably should just take it down to that's, I'm sorry to hear that. That is quite difficult. I've been, well, not my father, my wife's father. Our thoughts are with you. I'll come here for some escapism, perhaps. Now, let's get some fuel. It's looking a bit better. Right. Now, I wasn't able to figure out what was causing that weird mod conflict that we encountered last time, but I have taken the Hellfinger mod out, which was the only one I'd added recently, so I'll be curious to see if we have any resumption of that little behavior. I have done literally nothing on here since the stream the other day, save get on and take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Yeah, while we're going past, we should stop and put some more feed in. That would be One of the more clever things to do. Okay. Levitate the seeds up. Even better. Now, let's see. Will you have enough angle to get around there or not? Maybe, maybe. Just beautiful. They've managed to do it without actually crashing into the trailer. But not quite enough. Come on. What are you doing? Why are you not? Well, which tractor am I in? You aren't full. You were working fine until you changed shape, and then you didn't want to feed out anymore. That would be my guess. There we go. Just had it the wrong height. I see the Paralympics have begun. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't see much of their opening ceremony, but the bits that I did see looked fairly impressive. That's better. Now we should be cooking with gas. That should fill it up. And that is good. So now if I hit the button, nearest waypoint, right, now let's just copy you. Very good. And don't want nearest waypoint, I want you to go to last waypoint. Good. Now let's just see, for whatever reason I managed to mess that up completely the other day. Where is that other? I probably shouldn't have put him on the regular worker, but needs must. Oh, where the hell have you gone? You're up there stuck somewhere by the looks. Oh no. You're just faffing about doing goodness knows what. What are you doing? Right, take you off there. Why are you... See, that's the wrong course. Is the other guy right? I can't remember. Was the other guy right or left? Let's check first. You're on the right. Okay. So into you. I want you on the left. I want you to go to... Let's go and find... somewhere over here. Let's see. We can make you do something vaguely. Why are you running? That is so bizarre. So I copied the course, but you are clearly not. I don't want to go last waypoint. So can you see the course he's going to run is actually at an angle to the course that I thought I'd copied. So if I delete that, let's try this one more time. Let's go across here into the vehicle. Copy the course. Into the vehicle. Why do you keep showing the wrong course? It's... There is no course. All right. So copy you. That's better. Goodness me. I was just getting myself completely tangled up, basically. And doing it over and over again. Right. We don't want to go first waypoint, nearest waypoint. From there. And how about that? We're on. He's going to run out of fuel before he gets to the end of the field anyway, so that is fine. Welcome along if you've just popped in. Great to see you. We are doing a couple of contracts, but in between times, we need to think about our own fields. Now, so we need to make pig food, ultimately, for John's farm. We have wheat in here. I'm planning to put corn into 147. I'm thinking sunflowers in 174 and 175. We... Have we got... I think we do. I think we do. I should answer my question. I think we have another planter, don't we? Just a little one that will do nicely to drop some sunflowers in that small seed field. Yeah, we do. Okay. Let's head back to the yard for a sec. Have we got a tractor over there? Tractor's a little on the large side. While your engine is running, we'll come back and we'll jump in the Voltra. We'll take you... Oops. What we'll do first... is just grab a couple of bags. Seed. Right. Better. Just in case. Because the other planter mightn't have any in it. Now, was the you have related to my fiasco with the seeding, John, or was it a half-finished sentence that trying to figure out what the hell I was talking about? Let's see here. Let's do that. You have 3 planters. Yes, I do. Turn the truck off. Turn the tractor off. And let's go back. The Voltra is there somewhere. There it is. Can we get it out? Will be the $64 question. Oh, in fact, even better than the Voltra would be to use the smaller. That's a Massey, isn't it? Sitting in the shed there. Even better. We'll fill you up with juice while we're here. Let's go while he's filling. Let's figure out if we can actually get in here to get that. We do have a planter at the back there. Need to move a seeder out from in front of it. We can put the Voltra actually on the seeder and send it to one of the other contracts that we've got. Now that I think about it, so let's just back you in out of the way. What have we got in the contract department there? We have sunflowers, corn, sorghum. That's the one we'll send him to. Field 78. That will do the job nicely. You have some seed. We will top you off. What did I just say? Sorghum. Have I got a marker for fields? Oh, getting a bit full of... Didn't quite park close enough. That'll do it. Now, field 78 is where? From memory, it's not. It is right up the top of the map, and I do have a marker up there, so that's why I remember. Just didn't remember where it was. So you can go to field. It's 79 northeast is the marker I've got sitting up there. We'll let him trundle off and we'll get him when he arrives. Meanwhile, we'll go. Is it the planter or the cedar? That is the agromass. Where is the planter? Ah. Okay. This mystery might need a little detective work, because that's the agromass. Where is the other planter? No, I don't want to sell it. I want to show it. Oh, is it down? It's not flashing down there. The only downside with 4X maps is sometimes it can be hard to find things. Tip stations, loading stations. Ain't flashing there, which is odd. There it is. That's why I can't find it here. Okay. It is at Penny's farm. That would do it every time. We'll drive over and grab it. She doesn't need any. Plenty of vehicle movement to do today. Welcome if you've just joined us. Just doing a little bit of shuffling of kit around. We do have... Now, how are you going? You've got... Whoa, those birds were loud in the cab there. Oof. Not nearly so bad in the other one. Very bizarre. You're going to need some more corn and some fuel shortly. Now, with any luck, by the time he gets up his next row, he should have enough to get to the end, and we'll go and fill him when he's done. And we'll change that while we think of it. 3/4 of the way through. This will be a nice contract to collect on. about 80 grand, I think. Let's just have a look. Yeah, 85 less. We probably used the better part of a dozen bags of seed in here, so. But as you can see, that'll then give us enough cash to get through to harvest season. It is a big field. It's on the list of potential candidates that they want to buy to sort of link together. That the vision that the family's going for is to sort of end up with this block here in some form. Obviously, we're a fair way from that at the moment, and we won't trouble the big ones, but with any luck, because there's corn in here, John's pretty keen to try and buy, where are we? This field, 700 grand. Now that obviously means being confident enough of the cash flow that we can do it, but that's his kind of goal. And as we saw the other day, that that's only a few loads of sugar and produce now that we've got the productions kicking away. And if we then add the pigs are breeding, so they're duplicating nicely. Our top pigs are up to $750, and there's a few of them. So it won't take long before there's a couple of 100,000 in pigs sitting there, and the cows are starting to add to the milk situation. Where are we? Yeah, so they're healthy. These guys will start producing milk shortly, and we'll be good. Yeah, it might be a while before we get anywhere near 62. But hey, you got to have dreams. There's no point driving backwards and forwards up and down the field. I was going to go and fill that before we came back down here, wasn't I? Let's just stop you there. Let's pick you up. Oops, try that again. We'll go and stick some fuel in. I'll leave myself a spot to get out. I did. Very good. Welcome if you've just joined us. Great to have you in. Thanks for dropping by. Plenty of field work happening today, interspersed with the odd bits of transit around the map. Bit of a dull day, so not a bad one for field work. Fill her up, George. And away we go. Oh, is that 100,000? I'm assuming he's that's where he's nearly up to. More power to him. If I continue to pick up a sub a week, it'll only be another 99,000 weeks and I'll be there. No, you do it because it's fun. And it's nice to play and have people to talk to, so enjoy that bit. A little bit of banter. People to help you out when you get stuck. Let's open that. The cover. Do like that old Finn. Yeah. Oop. Glad you do, John. It makes all the difference. As with the others, there's a few of you that are very generous with your time and hop in, and it's much appreciated. Now, Italian Grand Prix this weekend. Should be an interesting one. Come on, come on. There you go. Not the bag I thought I was picking up, but hey. There we go. That should be just about it. Then we can head up to Penny's and pick the Massey up. Now that he's located the plan to the last waypoint, that's what we want. Beautiful. So let's go over to Penny's. Let's turn vehicles back on. Well, we're going to need to move the Genesis out of there. Just park you over here for the minute. Touche. What? Okay, we want the sunflowers when we get to it. Right, and there wasn't any seed in it to note. So let's... Very good. And how big would that field be, Mark? Over 100 hectares, I'm hoping. And you'll be giving him a little trailed harvester to do it. Well, you could give him like 9 trailed harvesters and do it with a vintage, old school horseplay. It'd be worth watching him wrestle with. I want John's yard top. And hit the button. Okay, really, you couldn't figure out that there was a course going in the direction that was close and switch across to it. There you go. So that's going down there. Let's just check what's happening on Penny's fields. 15,000 acres. Okay. What's that? 3? Yeah, that works for me. That will produce 1 or 2 potatoes, I'm guessing. So we're just waiting for the next growth stage, and then we'll harvest this. We'll turn a couple of fields into hay and the rest into grass we'll collect for silage. We've done that down the bottom, haven't we? We've cut George's. Yeah, we're going to wait till next time for this one. But what we can do, where did I park? That's the fast track. There's the Genesis. Let's go and get some fuel for this as well. Seems like all our tractors are running a little bit low. But what we can do, we could also do with some repairs here. We might do those while we're on the way past. Probably should fix my roads here so we've got a bit more of a loop thing happening. Let's... While we've got cash in the bank, take advantage. Youch, that's a big service. Holy cow. So I'm just reading that correctly. So I should wait 20 hours until I do the service, yeah? So the closer to 50 I get, the better, but I will do the repair. Right. Yeah, but if I do it... okay. But the earlier I do it from 25, it still only gives me 50 hours till the next one, right? I'm assuming that's how it sort of works. Now, can I get... yeah, so what we'll do is we'll keep an eye on this because it's going to do a little bit of work collecting. Hopefully I can get out of there without scratching the paint. Let's fill up with silage additive. on the way past. Pretty sure that's what that is there. Are you in range? No. Come on. I could always get it out of the shed, I suppose, but one of the reasons I put it on the side of the shed there was so that I could do exactly this. If I remembered, there we go. You're gonna need... Oh no, they're swathed, aren't they? Because we cut them with the crone, the big crone mower. So you can go down to George's. Yeah, it'll be as good a choice as any. Now, if we head back to here, we should, just what I was looking for. I might as well fill you up there. Excellent. We've got sunflowers selected. We can plant sunflowers in April. Yes, we can. Perfect. So while I've got a couple of English folks in the chat, question, traveling around the UK, but particularly sort of the Lake District and into Scotland, would you recommend spring or autumn as preferable? Why is that not? Let's try selecting the correct piece of equipment. Really? You want me to cultivate first? Good on you. Right. So it would be May, June, or September, October. We're not planned sufficiently to be more precise than that at the moment. Yes, that would be a plan. Yeah, I've not been, well, other than the odd business trip to Leeds, we haven't really done anything north of anywhere in the UK, so that's the purpose, is to... Now what have I got here? It's a hoe, isn't it? Transformer, horse transformer. Is that a cultivator? Nope. Disc arrow, horse joker, flowers, beets. Transformer, there it is. Yes, it is. Okay. 25. So yeah, no travel this year. But we're starting to think about next year. And that's currently our the kind of thought process is that we would look to base ourselves at Mrs. Steele's sisters in London, and then do a series of kind of multi-day shots out to do different things, you know, so like a week in the Lake District, and we might connect them together. We mightn't go back to London between them, but we'll just be a bit flexible. As I say, I really haven't sat down to think about it. I just thought I would invite suggestions or commentary. Anybody had any? I could. York, you reckon, Jack Sarge? Sounds like a good idea. Didn't the Grand Old Duke have 10,000 men or something? Cool. I mean, you know, my experience of, or our experience of European travel is that if you can't find something fun to do or nice to look at, you're really not trying very hard. So I'm not expecting it to be any different. And the way we travel these days, we're not in a terrible rush. We like to find interesting places. We like good food. Cool, I will put that on the list. It wasn't one that had made it into the first pass, so we can do that. The Lake District appeals. Why is that? No, it's probably not. It's just that bad picture. Lake District appeals because of it's easy to get to Edinburgh from York. I'm assuming most of these places are serviced by train, and that I assume, for instance, that in the Lakes District we would require a car. Yes, and because we can avoid it, that's why I asked the question about seasons, to try and we will do our best to navigate around peak things. I'm sure it'll be easy enough to find out when school holidays are. But we feel no need to compete with other tourists for accommodation given we've got the choice. Yeah, when you're spending Australian dollars, everything's expensive. Adrian's Wall. I remember that from my Year 8 Form 2 history. Yeah, one thing I've found has worked well for us in some places, as much as I like the flexibility of having a car, I get kind of frustrated if I have to spend too much time parking it and paying for parking. So we tend to use the train to do sort of the connecting trips between cities, and then if that means we hire a car for a day or 2 days when we get there, that seems to work out as a good compromise generally. Sometimes I mean, I'm not against hiring a car for longer, but paying to park it in a city car park doesn't appeal to me very much at all. When you're also paying for the rental of the vehicle, might as well give it back to them and let them park it. Excellent. Pedestrian friendly, we like. North York Moors. Oh, that sounds nice. Now I saw... I'll have to look it up. I'm pretty sure I made a note of it somewhere, but there's a restored train of some description that that I'm gonna say does like a 3 or a 5 hour trip, and serves lunch along the way. It's fine dining, but in the old style, and that sort of thing might be a bit of fun. I'm pretty sure that was in the northern half of England somewhere. And if there's a lot of railway stuff up there, it would kind of make sense. Well, this is all very helpful, gentlemen. Thank you. Oh, how about that? Didn't realise you could just cut through the back into that field. Yep, somebody's out of seed. We need to go and get that going. How have you been, Jack Sarge? Good to have you in. Hope your miniatures painting is going well. Excellent. Good to hear. Farm Roland, welcome along. Nice to have you in. What part of the world do you call home, Farm Roland? I believe I've seen your handle before. If you've got any questions about our little operation here on Vintage Oaks, just sing out. Nice little field, this one. I really like the way this field, you don't get the impression when you're sort of down at the cab level, but then you realize that the road is actually down in a cutting or down an embankment just there, which is kind of cool. Turn that off. Really should go on. Let's just pause that for a minute. Now, which one is stationary out here? This one. Thank you. Why did you let me do that? There we go. Let's drive over there. This tank will go pretty close to finishing this field, I think. Not much to go. It's kind of nice having the lime to tell us where we're up to. Just grab a screenshot. Nope, didn't get it. Thank you very much, Mark. Much appreciated. I'm assuming that there's also, so I say I haven't done any research, but I'm assuming there's lots of bed and breakfast style accommodation places up in that part of the country, or pubs that sort of do room and part board. Quite partial to a full English breakfast and then kind of roll around and get some exercise. York has hundreds. That's what we like to hear. We quite like those sort of smaller places that have maybe... Did that fill? Why did that feel like it didn't fill? That's it. The smaller places that have, you know, maybe somewhere between 4 and 8 rooms, and like a shared little breakfast room or something like that, where you might meet a couple of other people that have also enjoyed the night, so you can have a little bit of a chat over breakfast if you're that way inclined, but you don't have to. Turn the HUD back on and turn you on last waypoint, and go. Excellent. Now let's check the other one while we're here. $27,000 an acre. We'll let him get to the end of the row, and then we might just do the same thing while we're here, I think. %96 done. Shouldn't even need to fold it up. There we go. One'll do. Now. Oops. One more. It's nice when you got all of the right equipment, you got good access to the fields. Life's good. Oops. That one. Is that full now? Yes, it is. It wasn't quite empty. And we'll just turn you around, and with any luck, you should find your way. Why have I not got the icon there? There it is. It wasn't close enough. You want to fold up anyway. Okay. So they're going to go there. They will be finished in due course. Really? Now do what you got to do. Knock yourself out. You look after yourself today, Mark. We'll be fine. Might even have time for a beer with your sandwich, will you? Quick counter meal, ploughman's lunch. Thank you, sir. Welcome in if you've just joined us. We are on Vintage Oaks. See, if you ordered bacon and egg with plenty of brown here, you'd get a brown bread sandwich, John. And then she'd come back and ask you if you wanted sauce. Or in fact, bacon and egg, she probably wouldn't ask you if you wanted sauce. She'd just, that's how you'd get it. Bangers and mash, you reckon, Jason? What do they call it? Bubble and squeak? Or is that something different? Oh, very nice, Jack Sarge. That sounds like an outstanding way to start the day. We did have, we went through a period where that was standard fare in our family. Got to go out for breakfast for Mother's and Father's Day. Did the same for my parents couple of times, but got to the point where my mother was a bit of a handful, is a bit of a handful in a restaurant, and so to go for breakfast, it's just first thing in the morning, it's way too much stress for everybody. Okay. And is that different again from Eat and Mess? Or is that just a posh version of saying, private school version of saying? Very nice. Eat and Mess is pudding, right? Gotcha. I wouldn't want to get that confused. My mother-in-law and my great aunts used to produce a special Boxing Day trifle. It was my great aunt's thing. She would host lunch on Boxing Day. For any in the stream that don't know, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. It's also a public holiday here in Australia. And in Melbourne, it's the day when serious cricket fans go to the MCG to watch the start of the Melbourne Test. Never actually been on Boxing Day, but I was there the day Warney got his 700th. That was pretty cool. Yes, grandmothers are a bit special. They all have things that you remember about them. Yeah, I think you might be right. It's been a bit of a news-free zone with respect to the cricket. Lots of the media have lost interest in them to some extent. There's so many other choices for professional sport, particularly with women's series in different sports really developing. There's, you know, only so much bandwidth that people have. Something has finished work. I wonder what that is. My father's mother was a funny old lady. Funny, peculiar, just quaint old lady, tiny lady she was. Never, she lived until I was in my 30s, so I never saw her once without stockings and court shoes on. She wasn't a wealthy lady, but you would never have known that by looking at her. She was always very well presented. And on a hot day, she would treat herself to half a bottle of stout from the fridge. Funniest thing you've ever seen. Other than that, I don't believe she drank anything other than water and tea. Will I be watching the Paralympics? I will. Watching bits and pieces. I'm not sitting here waiting for a particular event. It'll be much of a, you know, whatever's on and takes my fancy at the time. Some of the swimming events I quite like. I quite enjoy some of the kayak racing. Let's get you out of the way. So our big seeding contract is done. Let's just go and finish this. I also like the wheelchair basketball. Can be really entertaining, particularly if the teams are well matched. And some of the athletic events are just amazing. Very talented people. Right, that's all we need to be doing there. Yes, quite a memory. If you can imagine a barely 5 foot tall white-haired lady in her, you know, very sort of plain but spotless summer frock with her stockings and her shoes, sitting at the table drinking her stout. These days it'd be serious selfie territory. I don't think there's a photo in existence of it. She'd have been horrified if someone tried to take a picture, I think. Now, so they're both finished over there. And given my grandfather was a chief petty officer in the merchant navy for most of his working life, he was built like a fire plug. You wouldn't have wanted to argue with him or try to get past him to say anything inappropriate to my grandmother. Now, how are we going to do this? I might just do it ourselves. Why not? Oops. Let's hit the right button. We've got sunflowers coming. There we go. Done in a little field. And only 4 months to Christmas. Whew. 2/3 of the year pretty much done. In the book. Missed a little bit on the corner, but never mind. I think we're going to have plenty of sunflowers if we do a couple more. It's not using a lot. Well, there's only 4 planter heads there, so... And I haven't looked what the application rate 0. So... that would appear to be a bit bizarre. Infinitesimal, I guess you'd call it, amount of seed consumed. Mind you, a bit bizarre that we can put 200 litres of seed and 1,000 litres of fertiliser in. I mean, you'd be stopping every 5 minutes. You really need an additional seed tank on the front of this. It's probably slightly over fertilized in places. It's a good question, Jack Sarge. I would describe myself as neutral at this stage. I'm not necessarily negative. What they've chosen to advertise and promote hasn't generated much in the way of excitement yet, which it actually suits me fine, because I don't, you know, life's a bit short to pin all my hopes and dreams on the new version of a game, to be honest. As much as I enjoyed playing FS22, I fully expect to enjoy playing FS25. But most of what I've seen, I'm just, you know, lukewarm at best. I'm hoping that there's a lot more to be seen in terms of the quality of the crop textures and things when they get the wrinkles ironed out of what they've done underneath in the engine. Yeah, my dilemma will be, and it's not a problem, it's just a new experience for me, is in order to be relevant as a content creator, or at least have a chance of being slightly more relevant than I've managed to be with FS25, with FS22, I need to be doing FS25 content. So by necessity, that means I need to be playing FS25, and despite what you might think, it actually takes, well, it takes me at least quite a bit of practice and learning to get proficient enough with understanding what's going on to then be able to produce anything approaching reasonable content. So I doubt that I'm going to have so I'm not sure that custom fields will work with it, Mark. There may be a mechanism to add it to a field, but the only ways, and I'm only going on the footage that I've seen. Obviously, I have no clue, so I'm speculating as much as the next person. I'm just saying that the way it appeared to be implemented on the fields that was there, it appeared to be fixed to the field, and therefore that infers to me that it's part of the map, whether, you know, a course is laid out. So, you know, all these things are possible. But the reason that for my rationale is that I just think the way they're likely to have implemented it, the overhead will be too high if it's fully dynamic. So we'll see. Happy to be proved wrong. If not, you heard it here first. But yeah, so I'm expecting to be on FS25 pretty much from the beginning, assuming it's stable enough to operate with, and we'll find fun things to do and useful stuff to do. but it likely won't leave me personally much time to continue on with FS22, so I doubt that I'll be doing both. The exception might be, particularly if there are, in the first month or two, performance and or stability issues. I've no desire to be wrestling with those in a stream, and I don't think it's helpful to be, you know, demonstrating all the time how stuff breaks. That doesn't take a genius. So that might mean that something like our series here on the Oaks continues on past the launch for a bit. But if we get to the point where you guys tell me that you really don't want to watch it, and it'll be pretty obvious because no one will turn up, that'll be good. Can't live without it, Mark. I wouldn't know what to sell or where to sell it. I'm hoping my mod might not be required, that they might have introduced a few more configuration options to make my mod obsolete. That would be just fine. And then I'll have to come up with another idea to generate the next €5. By FS35, I might get enough to force them to give me a check. I'm hopeful that the steps they're taking with the weather, whilst I doubt that they'll yield much immediate fruit, in line with what I think somebody said, might have been John or Mark, I think there'll be a lot of scope for modders. It'll just take time for them to figure out what it is and how to use it. Oh, that's fabulous, Mark. On your way to 500,000. Woo. Few of those are mine. And I have grabbed the dessert factory a few times. I'm expecting that I'll play the American map with the tornado once for effect and then be looking for a way to turn it off. Ah, cool. You want to pre-announce what clever thing you've done to enhance it? Oh, sorting. Cool. But yeah, I'm hoping that water will be ultimately a useful resource, and that over the life of FS25 at least, there'll be ways to enhance its usage. That'll be pretty cool. Crops needing some crops needing irrigation, for instance, yields being affected by the amount of moisture, that sort of stuff feels like it should be in the game to me. I do like the what they've done with the model's engine and how that affects paint schemes. I think that over time that will also really change the look of some bits of equipment, and if some of the modders get really creative, could allow for the introduction of some really interesting damage masks and wear and tear and those sorts of things. So that we'll have to wait and see what comes of all of that. I have not. I will have to look at it. I haven't watched that. I did watch. Oh, I can't remember the. Yeah, the hired work finished a little while ago. I was just ignoring it, hoping that they'd have their smoko and then drive the tractors onto the next field. Well, I just sort of puddled around with this one. I watched a really good tutorial back before I had any clue what I was doing. And it was really interesting, just the process this YouTuber had gone. I'm sure I've got the link for it in my mods directory somewhere, or I hope I have. But the process of, you know, creating the look and how to use layered textures to add to the effect you're creating and all those sort of things. That was really quite interesting. Okay, so what we could do here is something like 2.5 work need, so 5 done. 5 headlands, start work on the headlands. Create the course. Show me the course. I reckon we've got about 5 headlands around the outside. So temporary course, nearest waypoint. Let's just back you up a little bit. And of course you do. Oh, I didn't notice. Okay. We'll try that again. Oh, well, thank you for the recommendation. I will check that out, even if I'm not ready to give it a whirl myself. I'll do it just to make sure he gets some likes and some love from YouTube. That was easy. Yes. Yeah. It was so short. I'm pretty sure if I go last waypoint, it was probably too short to even figure out where he's... Oh, maybe it wasn't. No, it was enough to set the last waypoint. There we go. So I don't feel so bad. It wasn't actually completely empty when I started the course. I'm assuming that was the case. Let's get rid of those lines because they're really annoying. Back it on up. Let's go across to the 180. Didn't do a very good job, but that owner of the field's happy. Maybe he hasn't been out here to have a look. Let's have a look here. Completed. Collect $84,000. Thank you for coming. Right. So next one is field 57, I'm guessing. No, let's go send someone up to 23 with sunflowers. So let's put some flowers on there. Is that over near Penny's place? I think it might be. Feels good. Can I get under there? Maybe, maybe not. Him off. Good. But we want 23. Where is 23? Oh, yeah, it is. It's right by Penny's joint. So if we go, we don't have a field marker, but we could go to the Cantley car park. Yes. Yes, it has helped me out on occasions, although not for every type of field work. So I have bought fields that I've earlier done a contract on, only to find that my hash of a job on the field is translated through to my purchase. Yeah, let's do that and go and get, oh, I've got to be in a vehicle to select that. Right. Same trick. Yep. That's probably enough, is it? Yeah. And we'll send you to 46, which is down the bottom. So if we send you to... Actually, I wonder if that track actually crosses the railway line. Let's go find out. So that is the F38 marker. It does, thank you. I hadn't been all the way to the end of that road, so that'll be handy. Excellent. So now we can send you back to the yard. We'll stick a couple of bags on the back of John's ute and use that, I think. Well, let's not hook the power lines. That wouldn't make for a good day. Bit of a wind in the diff there. You need some maintenance as well. There's every chance. Now. Let's do those straps up. We're making good progress. Feels good. Undo those. Actually, we could put... No, we won't bother with that. We won't bother with that. We'll just put them in the ute. Let's get the rest of that corn down to the pig food factory as well. At some point. Cantley cock is ready to go. Just park you up there. Let's go over. nice to have reasonably efficient drivers. Is that the field that I want? It's down here. The other side of the house. $23. Sunflowers. Let's just check that I'm not going crazy. Field 23 wants sunflowers. Let's kill you. And 8.8. 4 headlands worked well. 1 tool generate. Yep. Start the job. That'll work. Did the other one get to 38 or did he get stuck? Still coming. Oh. I really like what he did with this piece of the map, because even if you didn't want to take on the whole of a 4X map, you could just have a lot of fun working smaller equipment down in this section, and it's really quite pretty, as we saw from the short stay we had on Grimmer, or the visit to the Grimmer farm. Might want us to go and sell his spuds at some point. I'm pretty sure they're still sitting in the shed there. Maybe should have filled up with fuel on the way past. Never mind. Let's have a look where this road takes this part of the map we haven't driven through before. Isn't that gorgeous? So much work. Right, so the field we want is down the end there. Which way in? This way, I'm hoping. Given the road sort of kinks in beside it. Ah, there we go. And another field is very conveniently limed so that we can watch our progress. So let's kill you. One tool. Let's do 4. Ooh, we might. Up down's fine. Let's do longest edge. That looks a bit better. Oh, are you supposed to be corn? 46 sunflowers. Ooh. Yes, wrong. Oh, it's even clever enough to tell me. That must be the missions app, because the base game would just let me plant the wrong crop. Lovely. Just like I bought one. Now, we need to do... Oh, there goes the train. Go back to the field we were doing and see... Well, he's done the fiddly little bit for me. Only got a few lengths of the long one to work his way through. Sunlight's going to be kind to us. Field 78. Which one's that? That's the one up the top, isn't it? Yes. I sent a... That's that field right there. And this needs to be sorghum, I think. $78 is sorghum. Yeah, there's a couple of telegraph poles in here. Start work on the center, yes. Island bypass, do the circles. Let's just do a fourth. That's better. Right. So it will only be 57, which is right by our place, and 57 needs corn. So we need one of the corn harvesters to finish. We can go and put the mower away. Well, oh no, we've moved the mower to the next field to mow. We need to go and pick up some grass. That's what we need to do. I knew we had a lot of stuff happening. Now, where did I leave? There it is. We'll get some fuel while we're here. Oh, while you're filling up, the other thing we needed to do was move that beet harvester down. We can service it and store it down in George's yard. This'll cost a bomb. Oh, I've done the maintenance, but it probably needs a service, I'm thinking, because it hasn't had one and we're up at 44 hours, so it will be fairly hideous, but one of those jobs we've got to do. And that way we'll be all set for next season. We won't get caught out without having funds. Everything neatly folded. Good. Oh. Right, so now we can pop back down. He should be full. Because the other thing we were going to do was put a silage clamp in, and I didn't go and find one. So we might just have to make do with one of the standard ones on the map. I was thinking of a drive-through one just in that area on the left of the road up there. Let's have a look. A little bit of elevation change. We might have to do some flattening. What's up here? There's a spot there that it'd go in all right, isn't there? Where are we? Oops. Will it fit just in there, I wonder? Let's have a look. Those. Where's your clamp? Main reason I didn't want to go with these is they look a bit out of place compared to Briscoes. I suppose that doesn't look too bad, does it? The trouble is it doesn't orient. It's such annoying. There's not much point in having a drive-through silo that you can't drive in one end of it. I can't actually get it to rotate at all, that one. Is there a... toggle snapping off, right, it'll rotate. Okay. Just doesn't want to fit. No. Nope. Didn't want to do that. Oh, wait. Let's go back. Where's Briscoe's one? It's right there. I reckon we'll do one of those. And we'll put him in that sort of orientation, which means before we do anything, let's save. Then how wide is it? So it'll fit in there just nicely. So if we find a line down there. And a line down there. Does it fit between the two lines? It's my little sneaky trick for just roughly marking where I need to landscape. Now I reckon we want to pick this level. Go across there and up there. And then go up a size. Square you across there. It's looking promising. How's that look? Hopefully that will minimize the amount of disaster we create. Oops, buildings, silos, super scroll. Overlaps with another object. Can't be overlapping with too much. I reckon that'll work. Let's have a look. Entrance looks fine. Cool. So what we'll do now, what surface? Yeah, that'll do. Leaves? No, that's not really what I wanted. Dirt. Okay, we're going to have to plant some plants back there. Oop. Those plants it doesn't want to get rid of. Ah. Farm crate. Yeah, that. Maybe we'll go with farm crate. Oh, there's some specialty water plants on the map that we'll just have to put up with in the middle of our bunker. That'll do. And then a bit of look like it's been there for 100 years. That'll do the trick. Enable. Yes, we do. Turn that off. Let's try. Whoops. Let's see. Grassing we go. That looks all right sitting up there, I think. I probably could have set him in a little bit lower even, but we'll see how we go. I like that I've now got the move option if I do want to set it down a fraction. Somebody is out of seeds already. Well, they can wait. I'm just planning to get one load here into the bunker just to make sure it's all working correctly. Farm Sim Brisco, you're just in time. We've just put a bunker down here by the lake, just so that we've got somewhere to dump our cover crops. Hope you approve of the location and the integration. Just sitting there. Didn't know trees were harmed in the positioning of this bunker. That's why I fenced it. I got tired of fishing equipment out. That lake is deep. Horseplay drove 2 vehicles in there, and then I used Easy Dev to drop one in myself, which was rather annoying, but that's how it goes. That was in setup when I wasn't used to it being there. I haven't bothered to fence this end. So far I've not got into trouble here. Famous last words. Rusty Money Gaming, welcome in. You must be up early heading to work, mate. Yes, that's that was pretty much the conclusion I reached. So yes, if anyone's wondering, the fence over there that's all along the side is not in the base map. That's a Steel Horse special. Oh, it's very nice of you to pop in and say hello to us. Always good to see you. For those that, any that don't know, Rusty has a very interesting channel of his own that you might like to... Oh, I've got the weight limit on. Okay, that you might like to check out. Mark's not busy brushing crumbs off his desk. He might even put the link in the chat. Rusty is the master of the console challenge, and he's currently in his second career, having retired from law enforcement to sell tractor parts. Now, thank you, Mark. Why are you not allowing me to? Let's try hitting the right button. That will work much better. Anytime, Rusty. You're a legend. I have gotten many fun ideas for little bits and pieces from watching you and your challenges. Now, so current capacity, fill level 61,000. Right, so the bunker is working fine. Oops. We just need to pick the rest of this grass up. Oops, it'll work much better if I put the pickup down. Are you having a hot summer in your part of the world, Rusty? Can't say I've heard all that much from the US with all the attention in Europe for the Olympics. No worries, Brisco. Thank you very much for dropping by, mate. Catch you next time. And are you a person that likes the summer, Rusty, or do you like the more chill weather? Almost done. Now we'll just do these last couple of rows. I hear you. I like it a little bit warmer. I've concluded that 18 Celsius is my minimum. I like temperatures above that. So what's that work out to be? Divide by 5, multiply by 9, and then add 32. I can take or leave humidity, but yeah, 80s temperature is kind of probably more my preferred. When I lived in India for a couple of years, I really came to understand that it was actually really nice to, as long as you had somewhere comfortable to sleep at night, it was really nice to only have to worry about putting on a shirt and a pair of shorts every day. No worries, John. Great to have you with us for the whole stream. I am literally going to pick this last row up, and that'll be me done as well. So your timing is Your timing is excellent. Yes, I know what you mean. My daughter and her partner live in Brisbane, and if you don't put the washing out straight away or in a drying cupboard, it goes mouldy before you know what's happening. It's horrid humidity on occasions. But that's been a productive day today, folks. We've got a few contracts done. We got the cash we needed to put this clamp in, which is also now done. We're well progressed on the others, and when we come back next time, we'll be in May and finishing the seeding and planting in our own fields. So it's been great. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time watching, participating in the chat. I will be back on Monday evening, same time, Monday evening my time, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe. See ya.